What's up, everybody? I'm Big Aaron. Welcome back to the Frayed Brush. Doing a little bit of a different camera layout for this video, so please ignore the big red knob right here. We'll figure out later how to get rid of that, but for now it's fine. So a little bit different video today. What we're gonna do, a company called Foxbite has reached out to me to take a look at some of their brushes that they've got out. They do come in this really nice case. It's got the pocket enclosure. It's got a little hanging strap you can bring out. This side actually lifts up, and you can kind of affix it down like so. So you can slide your brushes right in here. You got easy access to them. When you're done, fold it back up. You can go. Now with the brushes being called the 7 Deadly Sins, of course, they're named after the 7 deadly sins. So lust, pride, sloth, greed, wrath, envy, and gluttony. It also comes in, like you see, Kolinsky sable. So you know there's some good hair in there. And then it also comes with a little brush care guide. I think a lot of painters kind of already have this memorized pretty much, or it's become muscle memory. But for new painters, new people, or people that are new to Kolinsky sable brushes, some great laid out brush care tips there to help you prolong the life of the brushes. So now we'll go into the brushes. It comes with 2 dry brushes. This is Gluttony. Okay, now the finish here, these are actually really shiny, great looking brushes. But for the painting lights and stuff, I actually hit them with some of the matte finish to knock the shine off so they won't reflect a bunch of light and stuff. So that's the reason the color is off. They're actually some really great looking brushes. So there's Gluttony. We've got Wrath, which is a smaller dry brush. And these are the 2 dry brushes that it comes with. And these actually are really nice. They're nice, they're soft. They kind of just glide across the surface you're using them on. Really been enjoying them. And then let's see what we got here. We've got 2 size 2s. And these are all rounds. We've got Sloth. And because you always want more than one size 2, we've got Greed. And then for the size 1, we've got Lust. And then for the 0, we've got Pride. And then for the 3/0, we've got Envy. This is a really great a selection of sizes here. Now this is one set. They sent me these brushes. I didn't pay for them. They sent these to me. And I want to say for all 7 brushes, I think it ran about $60 US, somewhere right around in there. I'll link their shop on YouTube, or their shop on Amazon below, so you can check it out. But what we're going to do, we're just going to go through and give these a shot so you can see how they work. To do that, we are going to use the, you know what, let's take this off here. To do that, we're going to use the Professor X bust from Draftner. This isn't normally the way I prime, but I've got a little priming video coming up soon, which will explain more why this looks this way. You can tell it's rattle can, but that video is not done yet. We're waiting on some more stuff to come in for that one. But what we're going to do is we're going to use these Foxbite brushes to get some paint. Let me wipe off my museum wax here. That's what I use to mount my stuff, is museum wax. That's good. Okay. So what we're going to do is We're going to use these Foxbite brushes to get some paint laid down and see how they work. We've got a bunch of different textures on this model. We got some eyeballs, all kinds of stuff we can go through. I don't know if we'll get to the base or not. It's mainly just to show you laying down some color and how they go. You know, I'm a big proponent of laying my base coats down with dry brush. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the smaller dry brush wrath to get some colors laid down, and then we can actually come back in when it's time to do some dry brushing, and we'll use gluttony. So let's go ahead, and for the skit, colors aren't really significant, I don't think, but regardless, I'll tell you what colors I'm using anyway. So to get this skin tone laid down, we're going to be using Harvester Flesh from the Scale 75 Fantasy and Games line. And I don't know how much detail we'll go into this. I'll try to at least get some of the eyes so you can see how well the brushes keep a point and how good they are at the finer detail. So you get a brush a little wet here, and then we're going to start getting this skin tone laid down here. And it goes on really well. I've loved using these big brushes for base coating. It just makes it go so much faster. Even, you know, I'm a big proponent of the, you know, the size 8 craft brushes as well, but still, these just go so much faster. And this brush, there's a lot of texture in here. Draftner does a great job at his sculpts. And even though we're hitting all that texture, none of the brushes are falling out, or I'm sorry, none of the bristles are falling out. They're doing a great job of covering. I say that as a bristle falls out, but that could be a dog hair as well. So we won't hold that against the brush yet. Okay. Now we'll let that dry, and we'll go ahead and start knocking out the blue on this suit. I don't know if there's an actual like normal suit color that Professor X uses, but we're going blue. We're going to be using regular blue from Monument Pro Acryl here. See, got our brush cleaned out. So now we're going to get into this blue. And I will save some of the areas closer to the edges for the one of the size 2s or smaller. Let's laying the paint down the way I like. I'm not worried about this edge here. All that's going to be black. Just a little support I forgot to remove there. Models from Draftner, like I said earlier. It was printed on a Elegoo Saturn II with Vulcan 8K resin. bit too much water in there where I rinsed it out. So we'll try to dry that out a little bit. There we go, that's better. Base coats, base coats, base coats. This is why I like using the big brush for base coats, because they would take so much longer if you weren't using them. How did I get blue? Okay, that's not blue. It's a shadow. I thought that was blue on the back of his head. Okay, we'll get a little bit more up in here. Just to make sure we get it down those edges and everything. Get everything covered that we can. All right, I think that's really not one to cover right here, is it? I guess my paint got too watery. Pro Acrylic thins out very fast with water. If you ever watched any of their live streams or anything, you can see that Jason actually uses a glass palette to paint with. And he doesn't thin his paints unless it's needed, and then he takes the water to the paint instead of taking the paint to the water. That way he can control the, I guess, moisture level of the paint. Okay, I think that'll be good enough for the work with the big brush. We'll get the size 2 down in here. Get it working. Clean out the brushes real good when we're done. All right. Try to get in some of these little finer areas. And we're using the sloth brush this time. We just want to get this edge. I'm gonna get my white shirt, so I mean, you can tell there it goes. See if I get this on here. Look, right back to a point. I mean, it's great. Follow the instructions. That's all you got to do. All right, and then as soon as we got these edges for this jacket laid down, we'll move on to the next color, because it's not a painting tutorial video. It's just to show you the brushes. And we'll come back and hit the head again too. That way we're sure we've got a solid coat of paint on there. So I'll give you a sneak peek about the, well, not a sneak peek. I guess some sneak info about the reason the primer is done the way it is. I've found myself doing larger and larger models. And a lot of times I found that I'm going to rattle can primers for the really large ones, for the really large models. It's just easier than, get some more blue on my palette. To me, it's easier than, you know, filling up my, you know, the cup on my airbrush. Trying to work with that. That's what I've been doing. I'm part of a Discord that started getting into the discussion on which rattle can primer everyone used, and it's not something I'd ever looked into before. So I decided I needed to, especially with using rattle can primers a lot now. So I ended up priming this model with one of the brands that I had ordered, just to see how it was. And then one of the brands I ordered, I thought was black and it wasn't white. So one brand was the black paint on, the black primer on Professor X here, and the white was a different brand. So that video will be coming soon. I'm actually just waiting on a couple more different brands of primer to come in. I won't spoil the surprise as to which ones I used on this model yet. We'll save that for the Great Rattle Can Primer Tell-All. Actually, I don't know if it'll be a tell-all. Probably won't be a tell-all because it's primer. They don't tell much. But, well, the video coming up is just going to be rattle can primers. My preferred airbrush primer is still Monument. They are reigning number one on the list. And I haven't found anyone to knock them out of their spot yet. So Monument Pro Acryl does make some great products. Paints, obviously, because I'm using them. Primers. I actually have one of their water cups that I have packed away in my travel painting case. That I use when I'm on the go. And yeah, I tell you, this this really is a great model. Got a few models from Draftner. I think this is the first one that I've printed out and painted. I don't know what color we're gonna do the vest yet. Maybe a darker blue without being a black blue. I'll look, see what I can find, but we're gonna get in on some of this tie real quick. The red tie. And for, oops, I forgot to show you. For the red, we're gonna be using some AK Interactive Intense Colors. This is the deep red. We're still using the same number 2. As you can tell, we're holding strong with the point. It's doing good, and we've been over some rough texture with it so far. So we're gonna get this tie painted real quick to get a splash of color in there. And I know I'm not following the zenithal prime. The zenithal for me is more of my own guideline for my own visual interest on kind of picking things out as I go. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll do black and white zenithal prime, and then I will take pictures and kind of look at the pictures as I paint. Kind of like my own little personal roadmap. And I think the zenithal prime does a great job of picking out little details you might not otherwise see as well. Brush is getting right up on that edge, just following it right along. I'm really digging these brushes. I suggest you get them, even if it's just to give them a try, even if they don't become your everyday brushes. I know they have mine. I've been through all kinds of different brands: Winsor & Newton's, Raffaello 4s, the Da Vinci's, Rosemary & Co.'s, everything. And I have found that more and more these Foxbite brushes are the ones that end up staying on my paint table and don't get put away because they're in the way. All right, I think that's good for the tie. Like I said, this isn't a painting tutorial per se. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna clean up the rest of the blue from the dry brush here, and we are going to, well, I say that, apparently I'm not doing very good at cleaning it out. There we go, now we get it. So now we're gonna go ahead and try to get another layer of skin on here. Trying to get that covered a little bit better. And this is one reason I kept from doing the shirt right away. My dog. I try not to stipple in this part really because I don't want to create a bunch of texture. And this could take a third coat. We'll see what we got going on. Well, he does have some texture in his face too. That's real good there. All right, we'll rinse out our brush and let's go into a shirt. Let's see what kind of, step away for a second. Let's see what kind of darker blue I can find. Actually, you know what? We'll go with a lighter color for his vest. We'll go with some Monument Sky Blue. Get some of this put down. Get that vest painted. Oh, that's not mixed very well. That's all right. Doop, doop, doo. A little dab, dab, dab. And yeah, I think this will be fine. I mean, you can ask my wife. I'm not a fashion expert anyway, so. You tell those bristles have some gray control to them. Because we just went right along that red, and there were no concerns at all about getting any of the light blue on the red tie. Let's see if we can do the same thing on this side. Get it right up next to that shirt. Right up next to that tie. And I think we're good. Looks like my primer is a little hydrophobic there. We'll see. That's something to note of for the primer video. So if you happen to watch this and you watch the primer video, I can't tell you yet because then you'll know which primer it is. We'll wait. I'm sure I'll remember. Maybe some of you fashion gurus out there could tell me what color I should have went with for the vest. Probably should have went with the same color as the jacket, but I didn't. So there's that. Man, this dude even sculpted in the buttonholes. It's crazy. Oh, and the reason I'm not too worried about the primer right now is because this isn't the model that I'm using to test the primers on anyway. The model I'm going to be testing the primers on is just one of the heads from a Wicked or a Berserk sculpt. I don't know what color I'm going to make the buttons, but I mean, you can tell how close this brush is getting down there to those buttons, and it's staying exactly where I want it to. So there's that. Let's go. That's a cream off-white. I'm doing off-white with for that shirt. So So we can do this. We'll grab another AK paint. We'll try, let's do pastel yellow from AK. Ooh, that is really yellow on the screen, isn't it? All right, hold on. We're not going to use that one. So use that. We'll use that. Is there? I have a good ivory. Maybe ivory's what I need. All right, here we go. We're gonna. Looks like we're reaching for another Pro Acrylic paint. I'm gonna try some ivory. It's a good little white, not white. All right, and then we're gonna go with one of our smaller brushes here to get around the edging. We're gonna use our size 1 Lust. So let's get it dirty. I had too much water in my wet palette today. I mean, you know, I mean, like I said before, there's a lot of textures on this model, and these brushes are doing great. And I mean, this is just a really, really just like down and dirty paint job on this. Pretty much just base coats. We're gonna try to get some details done in the eye. But I think even from what we've shown so far, you can see these brushes are great for keeping a point. They do what you tell them to. They're good brushes. And I know for me, the belly of the brush holds enough that I feel comfortable with. It's one of those, there's not too much in the belly that I feel like it's gonna run everywhere. And there's not too little in the belly of the brush where I feel like I'm going back every 3 or 4 paint strokes to get more paint. Now am I a brush expert? Nope. No, I'm not. But I should be with as many brushes as I've been through. And I don't know if this is a weird angle for you all viewing the video or not, but it's kind of weird for me because I'm using my camera, so I've got like a little tripod thing set up and my camera's on. I'm pretty sure the voice isn't the same as when I stream and I'm using my mic. Whoop, got a little bit on a little overzealous. Got a little bit on the face there, but that's okay. We'll survive. I find that the more I paint, there are certain products that I just gravitate towards more than others. I like giving all of them a try, just because you don't know which one's going to work with you the best. But one example being the brushes here. Like I said earlier, I've started noticing these brushes stay on my table longer than other brands. And especially the Monument Pro Acrylic paints. I mean, I've got on my paint table right now, I've got Vallejo, Scale 75, Monument Pro Acrylic, AK. I've got some P3s, and there are more of the Monument Pro Acrylic paints on than any other paint brand on my table. I have found that in my opinion, they are some of the more superior paints out there. I'm kind of painting around my camera, like I'm kind of looking underneath my camera to paint this, so it's kind of a weird angle for me that I'm not used to. I love the way the paint just flows off these brushes. Let's see, I might need a smaller brush to get down in there. I don't know if my hand is steady enough to get down in there. I doubt it. Okay, that's not bad. So paint really thinned out on me on the jacket. So let's, you know what, we'll go ahead and I'll try to get some eyes in there. What color are Professor X's eyes? Does anybody know? I don't know, but I feel like we need to do the same color we did the shirt in. Let's get off-white. So now we're gonna use size 0. We're gonna go to Pride. And this isn't an eye tutorial. This is just to show the brushes. So now this one is gonna be weird. Let's see if we can get in here on this. There we go. I missed a spot there. That'd be good enough. I think you can see the paint's not running all over the place. The brush is keeping its point. I don't have my painting glasses on for this, so it's a little bit difficult to maneuver around these eyeballs. Yeah, that's gonna be good. I guess I'm kind of, hold on. This is almost taking on kind of a accidental comic aspect almost. So I think we're just gonna go straight in with the blues. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Let's we're gonna grab a little bit more of our flesh. So I'll throw it around the room. So we get a little bit more of our flesh out, and we're gonna get just a touch of red in there to get a little bit more of a pink. I was gonna go over his lips, but I think that might be way too pink. Yeah, we'll see. YOLO. No, I think that's a good color for his lips. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, now, here's my first time recording eyeballs. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the, not that blue. I'm going to start with the regular blue for Monument Pro Krill. And let's try Envy for this brush. This is the 3-aught. Now, don't laugh at my eyeballs. Oh, what's going on? We got a guide here. This ain't gonna work. Okay, I do my paint too thick and it's drying on the brush before I have a chance to get it on the model. So we're gonna bump back up to our size 0. That's definitely not a brush issue. That is a big Aaron issue. So here we go. Let's try this. This is really difficult with Got my painting glasses on. But all right, not too bad. So now let's see if we can line them up. If we can get the dot down, then we can adjust from there. It's always like a big surprise painting eyeballs like this because you don't know if they line up or not. All right, I think we can work with that. It looks like he's kind of bugging out. Okay. So we'll spread it over this way a little bit more. Nope, he's still looking in two different directions, so. That's weird. All right. This is why I don't record myself doing eyeballs, because eyeballs for me are just such a back and forth thing. That's a little better. Hold on, let's see. 3 feet rule. Yeah, I think we can make that work. I think we're okay with that. So now, we'll try to take some of our light blue and just zoom back in here. Whoop, wrong way. And we'll try to just dot it around in there. Get some different color in there a little bit. I usually put my water line on the bottom and everything like that, but it's not, like I said, this isn't a painting instructional video. So what I would like to do is see if we can do a little bit better covering that skin. I don't think my paint's mixed up well enough. There's a big old chunk. It just came off, so that very well could be the issue. We'll see if we can get it just, let's just face around the edge here, cleaned up, and we'll go ahead and go to greed. Greed. I always have an issue with flesh colors covering, so my feelings aren't going to be hurt if it doesn't. It's had a few minutes to dry, so I'm sure this other coat will go on a little bit better. We'll see. And this could just be a bad skin tone that I chose. My skin tone's really not covering that well. All right, well, I think that's where we're gonna stop it for now. We can go back in later on and, you know, do the base and the metallic color. Just want to kind of show you guys the brushes at work. Well, hold on, we got one more thing to show you. Wait a minute. We're gonna go in with the Glutton, and we're gonna dry brush over some of the jacket. Let's see if we can pull a little bit of a, I can't even tell if there's a little bit more. Yeah, it's pulling a little bit out. You can tell how soft these dry brushes are. It's pulling a little bit of it out. See if we go a little bit heavier. Yeah, I pulled it out some. Yeah. But there we go. There's Professor X, and we used our Wraith dry brush. It's all crazy now because I gotta clean it and everything. The Glutton dry brush, and then for our, let me see, we used our Sloth. We used our Greed. We used our Lust, and we used our Pride. My paint was drying out a little bit too fast to be able to get a good use of the Envy. But as you can tell, all these brushes got used. No reshaping, no real cleaning. Just rinsed them out and started using them again. So we'll get these cleaned up. These really are some good brushes. I've enjoyed using them. Like I said earlier, there's a great selection of brushes to use from. It comes with a good variety. Not nearly as expensive as some other Kolinsky Sable brushes out there. Like I said, I think it was roughly $60 US for all 7 of them. Plus, you get the full case they go in, Foxbite, and you get the brush care tips. So that'll be all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure and go check out Foxbite. Like I said, I'll drop their Amazon link down below. It is not an affiliate link. I get no kickback from you buying the brushes or anything like that. They sent me the brushes to try, and that was it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Questions, comments, concerns, anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll see you again, and until next time, remember, tell them Big Aaron sent you.